a bone. But I love the traders, and now I love something else. It's called Denise Richards and Her Wild Things. I fucking loved it. I loved it. We have a few episodes out. In the first episode, we see Miss Camille, Donatachi, Grammar Meyer. And you know what I love for everyone that's not watching this? It's the same production company. So we're getting flashbacks to Housewives. I mean, Camille is explaining that she's known Denise forever because Charlie was on, you know, uh, he was on his show, and Kelsey was on Frasier, and they would always see each other at award shows, and they would always be up for the same thing. Um, Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. In the second episode, we have Tori Spelling, and they both dated Patrick Muldoon. And I mean, next week already in episode three, we're getting Erika Jayne. Oh, and I love that, like, they're just panning over and like the scenes, and like Denise has a jacket that says Bravo, Bravo, fucking Bravo. I loved it. Look, it's lighthearted, it's scripted, it's like the Chrisleys, it's scripted, it's like the Osbournes. It's not like, but it is, I feel it's real, and I'd love to see the ratings. I just haven't looked at them, but I have to tell you, every single one of you who has been in the comments on YouTube, every single one of you who's been in the comments on Instagram, consensus is all of you loved it. I mean, it is lighthearted. I think we have a hit on our hands. What I find so interesting is we watch these women manufactured and produced on Housewives. It's just such a small part of someone's life when you're a Denise Richards, when you're a Lisa Rinna, when you're a Garcelle, not even an actress, when you have a whole life. And we saw Dolores in a different light on The Traders. I think it's great to see that these people actually have lives outside of Housewives. I got to tell you, but they're talking about Housewives. I mean, we're really getting to know her two daughters. I mean, she has three daughters. We met Eloise, who has special needs. Also, Aaron goes in and says something like, Denise is like, remember when Erika Jayne touched your lats? And he's like, what? And she's like, she touched your lats and said you had good lats. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And Denise is like, oh, if Erika Jayne touched my lats, I would certainly remember that. And then Aaron says something like, well, I try to block those women out. I mean, so they're making jabs at housewives. It's really funny. And I have to tell you, her two daughters, everyone knows Sammy is on OnlyFans. She bought herself a house. She bought herself a Mercedes. I got to tell you, I'm kind of hardcore obsessed with Lola, her daughter. I mean, I'm not into organized religion. It freaks me out. Not my thing. But just like you can vote for whoever you want, we don't care. Just listen to us. We don't judge here behind the velvet rope. You do you. I'm going to do me. You sleep with whoever you want. You vote any way you want. You run your marriage any way you want. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. I love you. Just love the show here behind the velvet rope. Her daughter, Lola, is really, which I didn't realize, has found God and is truly, she's on the talk shows now, doing the talk show circuit with Denise, and is being asked about it. And she's like, yeah, I found God. And she said, Jesus came to her and spoke to her. And I'm paraphrasing, and she just has found God. And so it's so interesting to me to watch. I mean, there's one scene where her friends are coming over and she's praying and they're making tacos. And then Sammy is upstairs wearing next to nothing with her friend, talking about Narcan and like, do you have the Narcan? And do you have all the other drugs? And let's go out and rave now. And it's like, it's authentic. And I mean, I love that Denise lets all of her children do as they want. She supports them. They're different. So I love Denise Richards' The Wild Things. I can't say enough good things about it. And again, it's just let me have this, people. I mean, I got nothing these days. So just let me have this and really love this show. Speaking of shows that I love, I really would love to get to some Beverly Hills today. I don't know if we're gonna have time, but I don't know. Listen. I sat up here and I mean trashed Real Housewives of Atlanta. I didn't want it back. I wasn't excited. I didn't want anything about it. I mean, it looked horrible. Oh, look, we only have one episode. I'm not let's see what happens. But I gotta tell you, even from the trailer that was dropping and all the press that was being done, Andy Cohen has said we have taken our time. We took, and they certainly did take their time. I don't know about this one, guys. I'm thinking maybe we could salvage this. This is Atlanta. It's one of the OGs. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I mean, I got to tell you, I should. I mean, I'm not sure that it's so. There might be something here to salvage, right? I got to tell you, Shamiya, you know what happens when I watch. Oh God, I have something else to say about Denise after. You know what happens when I watch these shows. Um, I get sidetracked by people that are really rich. This Shamiya, okay, first of all, we've talked for all these years, Marlo, Frenda. She finally got her peach. Marlo, unfortunately, has fumbled the peach. The whole kitchen sink. None of us liked it. But I mean, wow, Shamia's been there all this time. She finally has her peach. Portia's BFF. She is rich, honey. They show her $9 million house, and there's this and there's that. And Cynthia Bailey's walking it, and she's shocked at how wealthy she is. I mean, we have real wealth here, and you know what that does to me, honey. She gets a Bentley for $400,000 for her birthday. Her husband, is in HVACs. He put HVACs in the airport. Seems like we have a fan favorite here. Everyone has been saying great things about her. They love that her husband came from like a blue collar type job, humble beginnings, and built this. She's worked throughout the marriage. She hasn't just relied on his money. I gotta tell you, they say she doesn't brag, that she's very down to earth. I gotta tell you, should we be worried? I asked this about Sutton and Jennifer Tilly. Should we be worried about Porsha and Shamia's friendship? Because we know what happens when you go full time. Now, Tilly's not as invested, but I don't know. We got to keep an eye on this, right? A lot of people are saying, like, this is the life that Porsha wishes she was leading. I kind of agree. I'm not a huge Porsha fan. I'm a huge Kenya fan, but I gotta tell you, I'm liking Portia. I mean, she is. What are the chances, the timing that her whole marriage to Simon is falling apart? She says she didn't call ICE. She says, in what world would that benefit me to call ICE on my baby daddy? But her marriage is falling apart, and yet we're watching, and that's just when we started filming. I mean, that's like Luann and Tom or Teresa going to jail. It's like or Jen Shah. It's like a real life thing, Dorit and PK, that we're just lucky that we're here and are able to catch. So I'm loving that. She's been doing a lot of press. A lot of people have been doing a lot of press. She's a fan of Kenya and says Kenya deserves to be there. And